Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our daily stock market insights. Today is June 15th, 2020. It's 9:23 in the evening. Okay, in today's episode, we are going to discuss the most trending stocks in the market as of today. And of course, first on the list is your MerryMart. Let's try to discuss what happened here. And in the meantime, I'd like us to cover, of course, what happened in the index. And I will continue from there. Okay, for the index, as you can see here, I already plotted the support and the two areas of possible bounce. Currently, we are seeing a possible area of bounce in the 6,069 level because when I zoomed out a little bit and looked at the weekly chart, I see MA20 at this level. So also if I am to zoom out some more, I see this area as a possible bounce. I mean, as previous support. So it might just revisit that level. And if it goes down further, then the next possible bounce would be 5,953. See that over here? And of course, when we go to our daily chart, that is where your MA20 line is sitting at, and previous resistance right here. So overall, regardless whether it bounces here or in the second support, I still see some selling sentiment most likely to occur in tomorrow's performance. And we'll still see how it pans out in the individual charts of your blue chip companies, okay? For now, let's take a look at MerryMart. Today is the first day, or it's the IPO of MerryMart. And congratulations to those who uh, were profitable today, those who have exited, and those who are still holding on to their position. My take on this is that there will still be a possible extension to the upside, meaning it might go a little higher, but we don't really know whether tomorrow um, we'll just have a price improvement by, I don't know, 20-30%, and then second half of the day or second half of the market price will go down. The only takeaway that I'd like to share to you guys is just be extra careful and use your a faster time frame if you want to engage in MerryMart, because this kind of play, I've seen this formation several times before. Although it's not an IPO, but I've seen a gap out happen. I mean, a ceiling play happens, and then it continues to extend the next day to the upside. And then before the market closes, then there's profit taking, which is just normal. So that's why my recommendation here is you have to be able to watch the market full time, especially when you are engaging in an IPO, because all the movements are so fast considering the number of interested parties wanting to engage in that stock. There are 5,500 uh, trades today. So um, if you're to, let's say, if you want to play this, you can even have a 5-minute time frame, or it's really not going to say anything here because 1, 2, 3, we only had a 15-minute worth of transactions in today's market here, because first 15 minutes, actually first 10, 9:30, 9:35, 9:40. So it only took 10 minutes for this price to reach the ceiling, which is 50% increase in the price. So I just don't have the buy sell meter here. Let me just pause the recording 1 second and then I'll project it again, okay? Okay, I am back. So I was able to activate this. So looking at the sentiment here, so you had your maximum price set at 50% more, right? We're at 150 right now, but look at how the bull bear meter looks like. 63% of the population want to sell their position. So I have a feeling that tomorrow, if the price moves a little higher, it's just very minimal increase in the price, and then within the day, people might take profit. So if you're already profitable, and then if you're already profitable, consider locking in some profit. Or if you want, you can already sell, considering that the sentiment here is already on a selling mode. Another thing that I can share to you is that you have to be very observant from the 9:15 to 9:30 time, because all the positions or all the orders are already um, being placed at that time. But you also have to be extra careful, because there's what we call fake trades, meaning they will put a price extremely high so that at the start of the market, or when the market opens, their objective is to push the price higher. And then one thing you'd notice, if you can also observe that tomorrow, around 9:15, you'll see those extremely high bids around, let's say, 5 peso, 4 peso, you'll see that. And then as you go near 9:30, those fake bids are starting to disappear. The objective of that is they just want to push the price higher. So my recommendation is really be extra careful. Now, if you're already profitable, and then let's say first 30 minutes it pushes the price higher and starts to slow down, take profit. Okay, because I have a feeling that before the market ends, most likely you will have some more selling sentiment, because everyone is already profitable. So this is already a FOMO level. FOMO means you're in a fear of missing out. Okay, next, tech. hmm I don't like the candle of tech, but let's see. I think it's still respecting this trend line over here. Let's use the black chart. Let's follow the trend line that I see at the moment from here. This is the trend. Yeah. Okay. So most likely it'll still well, today is a decision making day. If tomorrow we start much lower than this lower line here, then that's bad news, as we might have some more declines and probably revisit this level of 760. That's the next possible drop. Or wait a minute, could be this level. You have this consolidation right here and here. So if it drops, most likely it'll drop here. Okay, if it respects this line, most likely it will go higher, and it will use this as your resistance area. Okay, this level over here, that's your possible resistance. If it drops lower than this diagonal line, it might drop up to here and then move higher. So those are the two possibilities for tech. So we have to be really, we have to observe where the movement is in the coming, no, by tomorrow. However, look at this. It ended the entire day with selling sentiment. Dito. For Dito, Dito is also trying to retrace. I'd be conservative and project a possible drop at your previous resistance. And yeah, I think we were able to share the same sentiment last weekend, or I forgot which day I had Dito discussed. But we said that it might potentially drop, and we were correct. It is heading towards the direction we were anticipating, not were wishing. Um, but just purely technical analysis, it mentioned, or it shows us that it will really go down, and it did. So possible drop would be around 2.35, which used to be your resistance here, which is also very near your MA20, but slight overshoot downwards. Okay, so it's an area anyway, so 2.35 is the next possible bounce. Double dragon, I would say, wow, it managed to do a gap up, but same day it filled that gap. So I don't like what I'm seeing. This is a red candlestick, so it might drop further and reach 19.15, okay, in tomorrow's market performance. So that one first, and if it goes down, if it breaks that level, then next stop is 17.17. Look at this. This is bearish. This is a bearish signal. First point here is much higher than the second point. While the price was moving higher, your RSI is showing a declining momentum. It's opposite direction. Price goes high or price goes up, and then your RSI goes down here. That means momentum is dying down. You might have a collapse in the price. It will continue to go down. MWIDE. Let's take a look at MWIDE. Looks like MWIDE is trying to stabilize at the area where it is at. Let's see if it will continue moving in that direction. Okay, so 7.20 is the support that we're currently looking at. Okay, so let's observe if that will be that will hold by tomorrow and continue the price movement higher. Next would be MAC. As for MAC, it's still bearish signal that we see, and so we might see some more drop in price. I'm looking at 5.41 level, so it's an area, guys, so slightly higher or lower will be fine. But you know the thought process, right? Why I'm plotting it there. I see this. It's a price consolidating at that level, creating a resistance. And because we managed to break out of that resistance, now the price is revisiting that and is trying to create a support in that level before it continues to go higher. Sorry about that. So if you want to haggle and enter this stock at a much cheaper price, yes, there's still an opportunity. JFC. JFC is currently sitting at a possible resistance, as you can see. This over here used to be a resistance in this level, also creating that kind of flat movement. Okay, so if it breaks that line by tomorrow, then you might have a brand new wave. Otherwise, it will go back to your 135.95 level. So let us see where the sentiment is heading at the first hour of the day. So far, 136.33, there's a possibility that it will reach that if there's not much buying sentiment. Okay. Home. As for home, let's see, let's try to use our Fibonacci retracement. So using this, let's plot the lowest point from here to the highest point over here. Okay, so it looks like it is respecting the 6.77 level as an area of bounce. So chances are there's a possibility that it will respect this and it will touch this level before it goes up. Okay, use 6.77 as the next support. Let's see the week. Yeah, it's just sitting right there at the MA20 line. So yeah, looks like we're plotting it correctly. Very few cents away. 708 against 6.77. So it's up to you. Of course, you have to remind yourself what your objective is if you want to engage in this stock as an investor or a trader. because that is a possible area of bounce. However, if you want to trade this or if you want to invest in this long term, still you have a big potential in the stock. Let's say you enter at 6.77. Up to here, there's almost 70% win rate, and then your risk is up to this level. Your risk is what? I know this is going to be your bottom already. Yeah, you're at the 56th level, but I think that's already far from happening. This price level hitting the bottom back in March 26. I don't think it will go to that level anymore, because we're already starting to open businesses, right? Unless the government instructs us to go back to ECQ, because all the cases are starting to spike again with the current relaxed uh, quarantine method that we're applying. Let's talk about now. How is now doing? Oh no, but hey, you're very near a support. It's actually sitting at a possible support. So try to observe if tomorrow we have a bounce at the 1.94 level and most of the action happens to the upside, then that's a confirmation of a bounce. The reason why I said that is we see this is a resistance. And if it respects this level, then yes, good job, that's a good entry price. So if you want, you can just observe within the day, and let's say end of day, like an hour before end of day, see where the price is or price will be at that time, and if it's higher than 1.94, then that would be a good entry price. BDO. As for BDO, wow, it went back to 99 level. Let's see if this will hold. Okay, you're currently sitting at a possible support, knowing that that's your MA20, and then you also had a bounce at this level and this one as well as your support. So I feel well, nothing to worry about BDO, really, because it's a very stable company. So for those, this one I'm addressing the long-term investors. This is a great opportunity. We are given again another opportunity to get this at a lower price. So same as what I mentioned in the previous talk. Maybe if you want to get confirmation, wait for a green candlestick to come out. This is what I was referring to. Red over here, and then red over here as well. Then if we see a green candlestick forming, chances are the bounce is going to happen next. So let's see if it will sustain around 97.66, 98, around that area. Is already a good entry price. Very, very close to the bottom. And look at how big of a drop it happened before the quarantine period started. So this is a great stock, badly beaten stock, but you know the fundamentals are good. SMC, another badly beaten stock here. So for long-term investors, this is such a gem, a hidden treasure. So for me, I see support built around 101.23 level, which is very near your MA20 line, and it's been doing sideways. And now I think this is going to be, if we see a green candlestick tomorrow and starts around 101, that is now going to be your higher low. This is your low. It went up, it retraced, but when it retraced, it did not go back to the previous low. So that means it's starting to create that trend line moving upwards. When you create a higher low and a higher high, so let's say it bounces in this area and then goes up and stops there, retraces again, and then goes higher. Now you have a higher high. And then it goes back, you now have a higher low. So that now becomes your uptrend. So if we bounce tomorrow, this stock has just established a higher low. Okay, makes sense? URC. URC also touched your MA20 line, but it bounced, so I think that's a good recovery there. Plotting our support still at this level just in case there will be fluctuation in the price, giving you an opportunity at around 133 level, but I still feel that this is already a possible bounce. So again, being conservative, wait for a green candlestick to come out to validate that bounce. But looking at its formation right now, there's a big possibility that we can end up having a green candlestick by tomorrow. FGEN. There's a cash dividend, ex-date June 19th. However, I have a bearish sentiment here. This is your resistance, and for several days, the selling sentiment is starting to become stronger and stronger. And look at this, you're also at the overbought level, so I suggest try to haggle. This is a, look at this is a gap up that happened. So when you have a gap up, we all know that that gap will be filled at one point. I feel that within this, I'm not sure if it's going to happen this week, but chances are it will break down in price, will revisit this gap and create a, and fill that. But for now, the nearest possible drop and bounce that I see is your previous resistance right here. It will create a support there. There's a big possibility, right? AGI. As for AGI, I like this. This is a doji and also sitting at a possible support here. Look at this consolidation that happened here. So it established a support at that area. And then when we broke out of that, for 2 consecutive days, it's been stopping at the same level. And today is a doji. Normally, if you see a doji very near your support, that would signify a change in direction is happening soon. Okay, at least we came from that overbought and we retraced, and now we're already at a somewhat healthier level in your RSI, sitting at 56. Okay, so just watch out. Let's see if we will have some more green days in the coming in the coming days. You also had foreign buying today, so that's a good one. Right, so those are the stocks that we have reviewed today. Overall, my reminder to you guys, I know a lot of you are really excited or may have already entered MerryMart. Just be extra careful, use a faster time frame, because that is a game of more tenured traders. They really know how to play that game, and if you're already profitable, consider locking in some profit or taking profit before the breakdown happens. And for you to be ahead of the game, use a faster time frame, because the moment you see sentiment already starting to show selling, be ahead. You can already exit if you want. Anyway, you're already profitable. What is 50% growth in just a day, right? If you manage to enter around the 1.28 level, you already have a profit of 50%. Okay. In the meantime, thank you guys for listening to me and for joining us in this video. Don't forget to subscribe and, of course, hit the notification bell so you're always updated whenever we have new videos. And if what I'm sharing today makes sense, don't be shy. Click the like so that YouTube will also discover our video. Thank you.